Alright, so let me set the scene. Your rent's due, you've lost your job, your girlfriend's left you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna make some sad, depressing beats. How are you gonna do that? You're gonna need some dark, distant, vibey, drowned out sounds. Alright, so this is what we're gonna be working with. Just a simple chord progression, nothing mad. Got some triads, got some sevenths. Right now it's very plain, very simple. Let's take it a step further. So the first thing you're going to notice with distant sounds is that the high frequencies get stopped by walls and objects and everything in between. I'm not going to go into the physics of that, but that's basically what happened. High frequencies get stopped by walls and objects, and lower frequencies pass more easily. So how can we add that to our music? We can use a low pass filter. So we cut the high frequencies and only the low frequencies get through. Okay, cool. Next thing we're going to want to do is add a reverb, and for this kind of effect you can kind of drown your sound in reverb, and that's because we're going for an ambient, atmospheric, dark, distant sound. And you're going to want to crank the size and stereo up just to get the reverb as wide as you can. You can mess around with the EQs here in the reverb. Pre-delay is essentially the time between the sound playing without the reverb and then the first bit of reverb coming in, about 20 milliseconds or so. And essentially the higher the pre-delay, the bigger the reverb sounds, but you don't want it too much, because then it sounds like, because then it starts sounding like a delay more than a dry wet. Fairly high for this kind of sound. I'd leave it around 60%, and decay time you can really crank this up. For a very atmospheric sound you can go, you know, up to 8 seconds. Chorus, diffusion network, early reflections, don't really have to worry too much about those. That's already given us a really dark atmospheric sound, but we can actually take this to the next level and make it way more interesting. And we do that by freezing the track, which converts the MIDI into an audio file when we drag and drop it. I'm sure you can do this in FL Studio or Logic or whatever you use. We take that audio and we reverse it, and there you go. And just out of that, I'd say you can make a Travis Scott, Lil Uzi kind of beat just off that. But if you want to make it even more ambient and kind of get the transitions between these changes a bit smoother, you can add a reverb on top of that and then kind of repeat the steps from the first reverb we put on. And this time, the higher you put the dry wet, the more kind of smooth these transitions are going to be. And then a final secret little tip is you can take this audio here and you can half time it. So I guess this is like gross beat. You can do it on half speed on gross beat and it'll be essentially the same. A little different, but still. You just get it to play at half the speed. And now you've got those 2 bars turned into 4 bars. Easy. And that's so atmospheric, so dark and distant. You can easily make a beat out of this. And there you go. That's a really simple way to get a dark, atmospheric, vibey kind of atmosphere. That pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something and you found it useful. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content or if you learned something, and I'll see you next time.